Alright guys, I don't know what's going on with my feed. Apologize for the screw up. I don't know what's happening. So, if it kicked you out, if you wasn't able to join, if you had any technical difficulties, I'm not your man. Because I'm working. So, apologize for the interruption. I restarted it so you guys can see. Y'all guys, I just share this just so y'all can hang out and watch, but also at the same time, y'all keep me motivated to continue working. If there's nobody watching, I can get to slacking a little bit on my own. So I got to get back to, I got to get a couple things accomplished this evening. So I'm trying to let y'all hang out to keep me accountable, because there's some cookies and milk inside that's calling my name. I like some cookies. There's some 1/4 inch flex. Like I mentioned earlier, it's good for about 5,000 or so, and the connector's only good for about 6,000. It's pretty neat for what it's capable of, especially at its size. I mean, I don't know of anything else that would truly handle this at this size. There's some Teflon wire that you can run a lot of watts through, but the problem is, the smaller the conductor, it's got a limited amount of power that it can run. You go above that power, no matter what size wire it is, like a lot of people try to run some big power through 393. You can run big power through 393, but you're going to get big loss. Problem is, you can't expand or go beyond what the rating of the actual wire is itself. You can't defy skin effect. You've only got so much surface to carry current and to pass voltage. Voltage may pass fine and you won't have any dielectric breakdown, but when there's a current hog or a current load or any sort of current node, the wire will get, one, a major hot spot, and two, it will start producing a greater amount of loss in that connection or that point. So a lot of guys, I mean, there's some guys out there trying to run some monster power off 393, and you're wasting your power. That's what's bad about it. So you can get really technical in that discussion. I'm not really interested in going that technical, but just know that you've only got so much surface area to work with skin effect. That's just is what it is. That's the limit. You can't go beyond it, and anybody who tries to, I mean, you're gonna work, but you're definitely gonna be wasting quite a bit. That being said, I got some 393 for sale. No, I got lots of stuff. That is actually something else I do have that I can actually put in with a sale. I've got about 60 or so foot of 393. I always forget to mention it because one, it's expensive, and two, I just forget. It's just there. What's up, Rudy? Waving a hand. How you doing, Fuji? What's up, Rocky? I don't know what was going on with the feed earlier. I noticed that everybody was gone, and I was like, what's going on? A lot of people tried to join. A lot of people came in for a second, and I seen the names, but nobody could hang out, I suppose. Hopefully it don't mess up again, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'm blabbering on about nothing anyway, so I'll be more than willing to blabber on about something specific. If it's too controversial or too long of an explanation, then I probably won't get into it. But if you got something quick, feel free to ask. I mean, that's what this is about. I mean, this is just hanging out with you guys. Y'all are keeping me focused on finishing this wire and not running inside and getting some cookies. I don't care how old you are, cookies never get old. You don't outgrow cookies. You may outgrow some kitty snacks, but you will not outgrow cookies. Or at least that's my opinion on the matter. in case y'all didn't know, I mean, what I've done right there, you can do it. It's not really something that's rocket science, but some people probably have never seen this. You can actually stretch heat shrink, so y'all didn't know. Doing good. I appreciate the interest, Paco, and everybody else that's interested. I do have some half-inch flex left. I did try to respond to you on the other one, but again, like it seemed like my feed killed all you guys. This is what's called 1/4 inch flex Fuji. 1/4 inch flex is a high-powered small wire, but there are limits to how much power can go through a small wire. You can't go crazy. Wattage this can handle is about 5,000. It's actually rated at about 6.8, but I rated it 5,000 just because the last thing I want somebody to do is try to run a bunch of power through something and smoke their equipment or have a problem. This connector is only good for about 6,000, so that's why I do what I do. Most any of my wire I underrate to some degree. There are people out there and customers of mine that will choose to exceed the ratings that I recommend, but I do stay at certain ranges. Like this half-inch flex that I got down here, 12,000 peak or so. That's about as far as you go. You want to go higher than that, go to the next size up. I mean, it's just smarter to go about it that way than it is to try to exceed something like that. This gives you an idea how that 1/4 inch flex is. This is a jumper for, believe it or not, I got you. Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, 393 is cool, but it's definitely not the best idea to use some Teflon wire outside. So yeah, you give me a shout whenever. I will be. I don't know. Not all you guys know this, but I do work a full-time job outside this. I mean, a lot of you guys would know that. But I'm usually available towards the evening time. So anybody wants to give me a shout or anything like that, message on here or use the number. Try to call me towards the evening around 6 o'clock or so, because that's when I finally get freed up. And I will try to answer throughout the day if I can, but most of the time I cannot, especially here lately. It's been nuts. So appreciate you guys' interest, support, and all the other goodies that come along with that. The sale is coming on, just so I can speak on it on this video, so it's not just on the other one. Since the other one messed up, it's going to be probably on Friday. I can't see myself getting everything together that I need to get together by tomorrow evening, so it'll probably be on Friday. What I'm trying to do is figure out a good fair system for you guys to be able to get as good of a deal as I can possibly offer, while also setting it up in a way that I can get product out in a fast and timely manner. So I'll see what we can do. The last thing I want to do is have a bunch of you guys order some stuff and not be able to get it for a long time. So I want to get it out the door quickly for you guys. And unfortunately, some situations weather really kills me. Like I was doing some 7/8 and it wouldn't stop raining last week. Believe it or not, this is actually going on an 18-wheeler. You can run this stuff on a big truck. The biggest thing you have to do is you have to have it in a stationary location. So you have to be mounted at the back of the truck, or you have to be mounted somewhere else like that. There's no way you're going to be able to go on a mirror arm like that. I mean, it's possible, but after about 60 to 70 bends, of really tight angles, when this stuff's only rated at a 5-inch bend, if you do, and most trucks will do about a 3-inch bend, if not smaller than that, then you'll end up damaging the wire. I'm sure there's somebody who's probably going to be successful at it. I actually know of a few guys out there running some monster systems on their trucks, and they're running Helix or just hardline in general. Just doesn't matter what brand, but running hardline on their truck. I know of a guy running literally a 15,000 in a big truck, which is pretty interesting for sure. That's definitely unique. So. Yeah, it's definitely good for jumpers. I actually built a bunch of these and you guys didn't get to see them, so I apologize for that. I built, I think, 4 7-footers, and I built 2 9-footers, a 3-footer, and a few other ones. I build to link to what a customer wants. I can give a recommendation if a customer asks me, but I'm just going to build what the customer wants for the most part. So anybody ever wonder why I have different links that I sell to different customers? It's because the customer is the one who picks in the end. If they ask me or want a suggestion from me, then they can feel free to ask, and I'll feel free to put some input on it. But this is the flex. I'm doing a split feed on this end, so y'all can feel free to watch. If y'all have not seen me do a split feed before, then you can always watch this one and compare it to my older videos. I am not one of those people who say there's a one set way to do a split feed, and that is the only way that will ever work known to man. So don't think that this is impossible for you to do, and don't think because I showed you one way that's the only way to do it, because I've shown, for anybody who's watched me for any length of time, I've shown about 5 different ways to do a split feed. So I believe, gotta remember all the different ways I've done it. I think I've talked about 5, and I've probably shown at least 5 different pictures of different split feeds. I'm not sure if I've built 5 different ones on this particular setup. Alright, so I got braid. This is some 1/2-inch braid, 3/4 braid, 1-inch braid, and 2-inch braid. Some of you guys hadn't seen that stuff. I do that for different split feeds. You're not going to get by and run this kind of split feed on a 1 5/8" wire. I mean, you completely lost the point and what you're doing whenever you're doing this stuff. Some people really don't know, so I try to kind of make that a little bit clear, I suppose. So, what's up, D-Man? Waving a hand. Alright, this is one of the simplest methods for hooking up this wire, so I like to show it because it's easy for you guys to copy. I mean, it's not really hard for anybody to get a vise, and it's not too awful difficult to do anything with this once it's in the vise. Of course, watch how tight you tighten it up. Don't do nothing crazy like that, like pinch it in half or damage the actual braid. You can get some rubber vices, but the problem is when you put heat to it, the rubber itself is going to give you problems. All I'm doing is putting a strip along the actual braid itself to hold the braid in a specific position so it doesn't move, and also this is for thermal transfer also. And you guys don't know, braid is a piece of tube that has been flattened out. So it's not a solid wire from one side to the other. It's not just a flat piece. It's actually a tube. So if you squeeze it, it will open back up. So what you're doing in a sense is making it one solid piece, also making it making thermal conductivity much better because it can track from one side to the other rather than trying to track around the outside of the wire. Let's try to be a little simpler and explain you're making the wire one piece. So I'll stick with that statement, so maybe you guys will be good with that explanation. I'll have to see what I'm doing. This is for a big truck, so it's going to be a very short feed, so y'all won't see much length on it. So we're doing this from y'all to probably about here. Just wrap my load. Sometimes I like to be more picky just because I am. I don't expect you guys to have to do it, but I like like to have at least 2 points of contact on my braid. That way I'm actually wrapping and bonding better. You can do a one tag point. I showed y'all that system. It's this way, like this. It's just really up to you what you choose to do. But watch y'all. I'll match you right there. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. What's up, truck? Waving a hand. Hopefully hopefully I'm doing my part at bringing you guys together just to watch some wire. Because I enjoyed the hobby. I hope you guys enjoy it too. And I hope this is fun for everybody. I like doing this stuff because I mentioned earlier, I just like making sure that, or seeing somebody advance themselves in the hobby. It's nice to know how many people are actually upgrading. I mean, just to give you guys an idea, this is not to toot my own horn. This is literally to talk about the hobby. I mean, I enjoy this. I want this hobby to stay around for a long time. I do this for a living, but I also do it because I enjoy it, because I do it myself. So, I mean, just to give y'all guys something for reference, I think I've sold over 1,000 foot, if not more, probably closer to 1,200 foot of just this flex right here. That's guys that are upgrading and building up. So looks like something's happening to my feed again, so I apologize for whatever's happening. I think once it goes over a certain amount of people, it just kicks y'all off. So sorry guys, but regardless of what I was saying a while ago, I'm really happy to see that a lot of people are upgrading. This hobby's not dying like a lot of people think it is. There's a lot of people that's choosing to do something bigger and better with their station and building up. I mean, I really am encouraged that the hobby's not going to go away anytime soon. Let's just say that much. Now, I may be the exception. It may be only with my customers, but I really am. I do believe that my kids are going to have a fun hobby for themselves too, with how this has been building up. Now, I don't know about everything else at the same time, but I'm just talking about just strictly our hobby and what we're doing. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys show your family, your friends, and stuff like this. I like to show my kids because they get to enjoy it. They get to see it. My son likes to help me out, so I think that's pretty neat. He's not old enough to do much except for wrap up a little bit of wire for me. Like this flex, he'll probably end up wrapping it up for me just because he'll get a kick out of that, and I'll get a kick out of him being able to do that. So I like it. There it goes, it's died on me again. Sorry guys. Alright, I'm gonna kill this one. I know it's gonna die again, so whatever.